Thanks for staying with us. So according to reports, the convener of the Revolution Now movement and former presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, was rearrested by the Department of State Security Service, DSS, on Friday. His rearrest has however sparked widespread reactions home and abroad. Joining us on the show is a human rights lawyer who happens to be his lead counsel, Mr. Femi Falana, SAN. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your TVC so we can read your tweets. All right, sir. Based on what happened on Friday, we've heard different versions. You know, the senior special assistant to the president on social media was saying that, oh, it was drama, that this way she arrest people that try to create this kind of drama.
Who said that?
That Onoche, that's Mrs. Loretta Onoche actually said it. Said that it was a drama that was put together in the courtrooms. Could you tell us exactly what happened on that Friday? For those who are still unclear, what happened within that caused that rearrest exactly?
With profound respect, the lady you refer to wasn't in the court. So she's not in a position to speak authoritatively on the gangsterism that we witnessed in court on Friday. And some of the sharps in government will have to understand that this country has a history. And it is a history that cannot support the armed invasion of a court. We haven't had it in Nigeria before. We've gone through all manners of dictatorships, and none of them invaded the court. Last Thursday, the court adjourned the case to the 6th, as the following day, for the counsel on both sides to report compliance with the order of the court, i.e. that Mr. Omoyele Sowore and Olawale Bakare had to be released within 24 hours. I got a call around 5:15 p.m. that day from the counsel to the lead prosecution counsel, that the State Security Service was ready to release our client. And since we have been warned that Omoyele Sowore in particular will be knocked down on the highway, so I sent a car with a couple of lawyers. They were released after about 2 hours. Okay. For security reasons, I booked accommodation for them in Transcorp Hilton Hotel where I was staying. Okay. And when they came, I briefed them about development outside detention and explained to them once again the conditions of their bail, so that they won't breach those conditions. Right. Of course, from my investigation around the place, there were 2 vehicles stationed by the State Security Service for the purpose of monitoring them. We had their numbers. Because I'm used to them. You know, it didn't really mean much. So we discussed briefly on their case, and they went to bed. The following morning, they drove with me to the court. But as I was entering the court, I saw a bunch of hired elements, apparently sponsored by the government, to protest against the release of Sowore and Bakare. Sowore in particular, with bold, signages, inscriptions. So we went in, they were, working for their pockets. So we went in. While we were in the courtroom, I got information that Sowore in particular will be rearrested. So I informed the court. But the state security, the counsel to the government said no. he wasn't aware. There was no such plan. Okay, no problem. So we went on. As soon as our case was adjourned, we were going out. When I heard behind me that my client had been arrested, it was about leaving the well of the court when he was assaulted, you know, in the courtroom. Of course, there were people, including lawyers, who felt, how dare you?
Inside the court. Well, the DSS said that he acted inimical to security.
No,
what exactly
we'll come to that in a moment. Now, he couldn't have acted inimical in the courtroom. Or maybe he committed the offense when he was in their custody. And of course, I've read another incendiary statement to the effect that, oh, he had a meeting with some people in the hotel the previous night.
That was you.
Again, that is a lie. But assuming without conceding, they actually had a meeting. That means he had breached his bail condition. What is expected in a civilized society is for the state security officials to inform their counsel, who will now apply to the court. Exactly. Oh, these gentlemen have breached their bail condition. Right. Can you please revoke those conditions?
Let me let you jump in here for a second.
Okay, so I read the DSS response to what happened on Friday.
No, but that's not all. That's not all. The court was on the second case. And of course, there was disruption of the proceedings. The judge had to leave the court, and there was confusion all over the place. And I'm sure you saw I was pinned down.
Right.
And we've already identified those who carried out this act of gangsterism.
So they said that they were outside, that they did not come
outside where?
Outside the courtroom.
No, again, they had no business in court. And I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Our clients had been released the previous day. Their lawyers was to come to court and report service. So they had no business in the court.
They said that the people that we saw in the video were Showore's men.
People, yes.
That Showore's men, and I saw a bit of them saying, you will not kill him, you will not kill him. So, I saw different angles to the video.
Who were they saying that to?
So they said that it was planned and staged by...
No, what I'm saying, if Showore people wanted to kill him, and from what you saw, right? Is it not the duty of security men
to protect
to save him? More so that you want to arrest him.
Yes.
Don't you know when anybody pinned down a citizen, you could kill him?
Yeah. Right.
And so if you have security men who were there and those are not their men, what is required is to save him. More so that they wanted to arrest him. Do you want
to arrest a dead person?
To arrest a dead person?
My question, sir.
Who is also a defender in a serious case.
It's a very serious case.
But like I said, we know them. They know I know all of them.
Okay, all right.
So the seriousness of this matter is one that the DSS is coming out now to claim that they followed every rule in the book.
Which rule?
Hold on, let me land the question, sir. That they followed the rules of the court, that they didn't come into the courtroom. Now, my question is, if the DSS required a court order to detain Showore in the first place, why didn't the DSS get a court order to revoke his bail that has already been varied by the court and met? Why did it have to be in that manner that they have to come into court and pick him up? Why exactly?
Now, let me just address this rather reckless lie that they didn't come into the courtroom. When the court's proceedings have been disrupted, the trial judge, the Honorable Justice Ejoma Ojukwu, summoned the lead prosecution counsel and the lead defense counsel.
Right.
I was already outside when I was informed. My colleague, who had informed that my clients were about being arrested, and who left the court, I had to be called on phone to come back. So we had a meeting with the judge where our leadership expressed our dismay over the development and over the illegal occupation of our courtroom. The lawyer told the government, Dr. Hassan Liman SN, apologized to the judge and claimed total ignorance of the unfortunate development. At that stage, our leadership asked him, go call me the most senior officer here. The officer came. I know his name, you know. I won't mention his name yet. And the officer came, and the judge challenged him. He wanted to deny their involvement in the court. And the judge said, I have my CCTV.
Watching, exactly.
You want to watch what happened in my court? He then apologized profusely.
Saw it in the papers.
Told the judge for the armed invasion of our court. At that stage, the judge ordered him and the lawyer, go and remove your men from my court. It was at that stage that the officers were withdrawn from the court because Sowore was still in the court and they wanted to take him away.
Okay,
and please listen to this. You do not arrest anybody in the premises of
the
a
court.
because ultimately the business of the day will be concluded.
Yes.
The person will have to move out of
The court.
the court premises. So to say, oh, we were not there, where were you?
Exactly.
Where were you? And if you were sure that Sowore's friend state managed the attack on him, physical brutalization,
Why didn't you do something?
why didn't you arrest them?
My belief is that government has not involved, has not engaged the DSS.
But I'm sure you know they tell a lot of lies.
Let's go on a
officially.
break. Let's go on a break. We're going to come back because when we come back, we'll discuss some of the consequences because the U.S. has actually conducted a press briefing concerning this, and they're going to make a martyr over this man, and it seems like something we need to.
No, they won't make him a martyr because we won't allow them to kill him.
All right. So let's
We won't allow them to kill him.